Hello guys, in this video we want to give you a sneak peek on how we are living energy self-sufficient when traveling in our off-road vehicle and being on the road. This whole topic was much more complicated only a few years ago. Because a few years ago there was no such thing like power banks or power stations with a big battery, especially for that purpose. All you had to deal with was the car battery at that time, and you always had to make sure that no device connected to your car while charging drains your batteries so you can't start the engine up. So these times are gone and there are a lot of possible solutions for being energy self-sufficient on the road. And this is what we use, for example, when it comes to charging our devices like camera and photo equipment, but also, for example, powering our cooling unit, providing us with fresh and cool drinks, cool food, and of course also maybe cooling medicine like insulin, for example. So in that case you need a really reliable solution, and we want to show you our setup today. Let's go.
The heart of our electrical installation is a portable battery storage system with a built-in inverter for different voltages. Such systems are sold by various manufacturers and differ mainly in capacity, housing and connection options. Due to the available connection options and the dimensions, we decided on the River Pro portable power station from ecoflow. If you are still searching for a solution, you can also take a look at the devices from Jackery or Bluetti. You can find an affiliate link to our power station and all alternatives below the video. The battery built into our device has a capacity of 720 watt-hours. That means you could run a device that draws 72 watt of power for 10 hours. For more details, use the rule of 3. Our battery can deliver power in 3 ways. Either via 12 volt DC, via the car plug or individual plug connections. Or output via USB and USB-C, including a fast charge option. Or through 2 normal sockets for 220 volt devices, each of which can output up to 600 watts. Important, these outputs have a clean sine wave voltage so that sensitive devices such as notebooks can also be operated on it. How is the power station itself supplied with energy? It can either be supplied by a 12 volt source such as a car electrical system or a solar panel, or by a regular mains connection to the 220 volt grid. For example, at a campsite. The good thing about supplying power via the car's electrical system is that modern vehicles only output power at the 12 volt sockets when the car battery has a sufficient charge level. If the car battery drops to a level that is too low, the sockets switch off automatically. So we don't have to worry about the car's electrical system and the motor not starting up anymore. The energy storage unit automatically supplies connected consumers with the power stored in its own battery. Let's move on to the solar panel. Here, too, we opted for a panel from ecoflow, which can supply up to 160 watts in ideal sunlight. The small packing dimensions and the possibility to use the transport cover as a stand convinced us. However, we also bought a 10-meter extension cable so that the panel can be better positioned and optimally aligned to the sun. Instead of a 12 volt input from the car's electrical system, we now feed 12 volts from the solar panel into the system. This brings us to the next big question. Can this unit supply connected consumers while the battery storage itself is charging? Yes, this is possible both when charging via 12 volt DC voltage or when charging via 220 volt AC voltage. At this moment, the solar panel is generating 130 watts, while camera accessories, MacBook and Coolbox together consume about 73 watts. Since more energy comes in than is given out, our battery storage with 85% remaining capacity would be fully charged in about 2 hours or 3 hours. It is often the undeveloped corners of the world that are the most beautiful. And thanks to a battery storage and solar panels, the power supply in these places is no longer limiting us from traveling there. Follow our channel for future off-road travel stories. We would be glad to see you there.